Derbyshire Wildlife Trust and welcome to another Nature at Home video. Today we're going to be taking a nice, slow, mindful moment to enjoy some herbs by making our own herbal tea. For this activity we are focusing on the 5-way to well-being element of taking notice, and our 5 pathways to nature connection point that we're focusing on is sensing and contact. So this activity might seem a little bit familiar if you have previously taken part in our 5 senses activity, where you noticed different sensations, how they made you feel, and then perhaps use that as inspiration to get creative with a little nature writing. Today we're doing similar again, using our senses, but we're really simplifying it to get a really deep connection to connect with these herbs. The first thing you're going to need for this activity is your chosen herbs. So you can either, if you already grow some, you can collect them from your garden or your windowsill. You can use shop bought herbs for this, so you can often find them in the fruit and vegetable section, nice fresh ones. Or you could even use dried ones, whether it's ones you've dried at home, which I will show you how to do that later if you want to, or even just some shop bought herbs. So here I have some peppermint tea bags, which these will work just as well if that is your preferred method. So for these herbs today, I have collected some from my own garden, and I have collected some lavender and some different types of mint. So this darker one here is chocolate mint, and then this fresh green mint. And what I suggest is to start with, just have a smell of different mints. If you're using teas, you could have a look to see on the packet, sometimes it will say what kind of blend it is. So it might be like a sleepy blend, or it might be like an energising blend. You can think about how you want to feel as you have this mindful moment and choose the right blend for you. If you're using fresh herbs, you can do a similar thing by just gently rubbing a leaf or a flower and giving it a little smell, and notice how does that smell make you feel. So you might even close your eyes, and just what you can even do, if you're doing it at home or you have brought some fresh herbs from the supermarket at home, you just take a little leaf off, give it a little rub between your fingers, and then cup it in your hands. This just helps to contain the aroma, and then you can lift your hands up to your nose and just inhale in that lovely scent. Nice deep breath, and just notice how that scent makes you feel. So I just did that with some mint, so it's really refreshing, but also I find it kind of relaxing as well, so calming but refreshing. And then I have some lavender here as well. So this is fresh lavender from the garden. I'm just going to do the same, pick a little flower bud, rub it between my fingers a little, cup it in my hands and breathe in. So I find the lavender really relaxing. That's very nice. So what I'm actually going to try today is I'm going to make a little bit of a blend with a bit of this mint and a bit of this lavender. So if you want to join in with this activity as well at home, all you're going to need is your chosen herb, no matter what format that's in, whether it's fresh from your garden or from the supermarket, or tea bag. If you are using fresh herbs, make sure that you have given them a wash off first, and make sure you're happy that you've identified your herb and that you're confident what you're using and that it's safe to consume. And always remember, if in doubt, leave it out and use something that you're confident about. So once you've got your herbs, we're also going to need a cup that's really nice and comfortable to hold, to like wrap your hand around. So get out your favourite mug, let's make a little celebration of this. And we're also going to need some hot water. So I'll get the kettle on now and we'll get started with a really easy activity, which is making a nice cup of tea. To make our cup of tea, all we're going to do is take some of our herbs, or if you're using a tea bag, you're just going to take the tea bag, pop it in your favourite mug. If you are using fresh herbs, all you need is a little sprig of your chosen herbs into the mug. Going to add a little bit of lavender as well. And top tip, if you add a little bit of cold water first, whether you're using a tea bag or fresh herbs, it'll just stop them getting scalded with the boiling water. And we're going to top that up with our hot water. We'll give it a little stir, just to make sure we get all those flavours released from the leaves. There we go. And it's as simple as that. We've got our tea ready now. So all you're going to do now is find a lovely comfortable space to sit where you can just take a few moments out, and we're going to use our 5 senses to really connect with these herbs. So you might want to pause, take this video with you, find yourself a comfortable spot, and I'll meet you there. Once your tea is cool enough, take it in your hands. Settle into the moment by just looking into your cup and noticing the herbs that are floating there. Which herbs have you chosen to drink today, and what's made you choose them? Wrap your hands around your mug and slowly start to move the mug, either by swishing the liquid a little or using a spoon to create a vortex. And notice how the light plays on the surface of the water. You might also notice the mug that you're actually drinking out of today, especially if you've chosen a favourite one. What makes it your favourite? Once you've paid attention with your eyes, wrap your fingertips around your mug and just notice how the warmth feels against your palms and fingertips. Settle into the moment by just noticing your surroundings a little. Let your eyes wander and notice the sounds that are around you. You might even start to slowly deepen your breathing a little. And as you breathe deeper, now might be a good moment to lift your mug to your nose and enjoy the aroma of those herbs. You might even be able to combine senses by enjoying the feel of the steam against your face as you continue to breathe in that lovely aroma. Notice how the scents make you feel. You might already be settling into this moment and notice a change of emotions. As you continue, you can keep using all your different senses, noticing the feel and the texture of the mug, the temperatures, and eventually bringing the cup to your lips and seeing if you can just hold your lips in the liquid for a moment. How does the sensation of warmth and liquid feel against your lips? Can you then hold the liquid in your mouth for a moment and notice the flavours wash over your tongue? And then finally, as you swallow, can you notice the warm feeling travelling down inside you? Try to remain present for every sip of your tea that you have and notice those flavours and as many sensations as you can. As you continue to drink your tea, you might even think more about the herbs that you're drinking. Where have they come from? Where did they grow? Really appreciate that here you are in this moment, fully connecting with them and enjoying their effect on you. Try to relax for a few minutes as you finish your tea, enjoying those flavours and sensations, and just taking a few mindful minutes out just for yourself. I really hope you enjoyed your few minutes out, just taking notice of all those different sensations just from a simple cup of tea. And I really hope that you're feeling fantastic after that. You might now feel ready to get on with the rest of your day, feeling nice and relaxed or really energised. So you're welcome to stop the video there for today if you so wish. Or if you want to go a little bit further and delve a little bit deeper into these herbs, the next activity I have is to create a little scent sachet so that you can hold on to this lovely aroma of these herbs for a longer time. For this activity, because we are going to be making scent sachets that will last for a little bit of time, we actually need to use dried herbs. So whereas for the tea we could use fresh, for this one you definitely need to use dried. So I mentioned before that I was going to show you how to dry your own herbs at home if you want to. And here I have some lavender that I have dried in the past. And hopefully you can see, so this one is the dried lavender and this one is the fresh lavender. So you can see once it's dried, it's lost its colour, it's gone quite brittle. And to get your herbs to dry out like this, the easiest way is to just use some pegs and to peg them up somewhere that's out of direct sunlight and is in a nice airy spot. So the thing that's going to prevent them from going mouldy is having all this lovely air circulating around, and then warmer spots will help them to dry quicker. So you could hang it up on a piece of string, anywhere that's handy, a little bit out of the way, just as long as it's out of that sunlight and it's got the airflow. It will depend on where you're drying it, how warm it is, how dry it is in your drying space as to how long this will take, but eventually your fresh herb will go from looking like that to looking all dry. And you can tell if it's ready because you'll be able to snap it and it'll snap really easily. Whereas if I try to snap this lavender, you can see it just bends. So that's how you can test whether it's ready. And that would be how easy it is to dry your own herbs at home. To make our scent sachets, all we're going to do is take our dried herbs and contain them in some sort of small bag. So you might have something that you could already use, things like little organza bags that you sometimes get little gifts in, or if you've got some sort of little cotton bag, they could work really well. But if you haven't already got something, I'm going to show you today how you can make a really simple little tied pouch to contain our herbs in instead. So for that, all we need is some fabric. So I have some cotton here and I'm going to cut it into a circle. So to do that, I have these funny looking scissors, which are pinking shears that cut this zigzag line And the good thing about using those is it just helps to stop your fabric fraying. So you can see on this little square of fabric where the pinking shears have been used, it's not fraying, but on the edge where they haven't, we're starting to get a little bit of fraying. However, if you don't have access to pinking shears, normal scissors will work fine. It's just you might get a bit of fraying, but it's not going to affect the use of this or the smell of it, so that is not a problem. To make our pouch, I'm going to cut a circle out of this. So again, you could use it just as it is. All we're going to do is contain our herbs in the middle. You pretend this ball of string with some herbs, and then we would wrap the fabric up around it and tie it off like that. So a square would work fine. If you've got any scraps of fabric, that would be good to use. But just to make it really neat, I'm going to cut mine into a circle. So I also have a bowl just to use as a round template, pencil to draw around, my scissors to cut out with, my string to tie it all in with later, and then of course my herbs to go in the centre. So let's get started. There we go, I have my circle cut out ready, and now I'm going to prepare my herbs. So all we want to do is collect the aromatic area, or in this case the flowers, and we want to break those up nice and small so they're going to fit in the middle. If you're using something like rosemary, it will be the leaves, or thyme, oregano, things like that, but for me it's these little flowers. And you can see when it's dried they will just break off. You'll be able to strip them off like that, and then you can just discard the stalky bit. Here we go. I've now got my circle with all my lovely lavender flowers in, and I wish you could smell this. It smells amazing. But hopefully if you're making your very own, yours will smell amazing as well. So all I'm going to do now is get a piece of string ready to tie around the top as I bundle this up. And then it's a little bit fiddly, but you're just going to bring all those edges to the middle, and you just want to make sure that your string is going to go right round so that none of your herb is going to fall out. And we'll tie it in a knot. So I'm just going to tie a double knot so that it's closed tightly. Then what I like to do is leave a little bit of a longer string, which I can then tie in another knot to make a little loop, so that if I want to hang it up somewhere, I can do. And then whenever you just want to enjoy that scent, you can hang it up in a room. Say lavender is really relaxing, so it's great to hang in a bedroom or in a wardrobe so that your clothes smell lovely, and the aroma will gradually waft throughout your room. But then anytime you want a little extra hit of that scent, when, say, if you're feeling a little bit anxious or you just want to relax for a moment, you can give it a rub in your hands and just give it a nice smell. As we did before with the fresh herbs, you can just give it a rub, cup it in your hands, bring it up to your face and enjoy that aroma. You can also use this approach to make your own little reusable tea bags, or you could even use this in the bath as a little kind of bath tea bag. You might need a bit more herbs because you'd be scenting all that water, but hook that on your tap as you're running the hot water over it, and it will fill your bathroom and your bath with that lovely relaxing scent. I really hope that you've enjoyed today's activities. Whether you've enjoyed a nice cup of tea with me or you've managed to get a little bit creative and make your own herbal scent sachets. Hopefully you've managed to discover the power of herbs for yourself and just how effective these simple activities can be in helping us to change our emotions and helping us feel really good. As always, I would love to hear more about your experiences, and also for this one it can be really helpful to keep a note of your own experiences for yourself as well. So as you try these activities with different herbs, you can just quickly write down how it helped you to feel, what your favourite combinations are, and you're then creating your own recipes that you can access later. It can be especially helpful for moments when you're perhaps in a mood that you would rather not be in. So perhaps you're feeling a little bit anxious or you're feeling a little bit down and you just want to have that little lift to help you feel better. Sometimes when we're feeling like that, it can be quite hard to remember what makes us feel good. So by writing down these recipes, as you discover them, you can look back and then you can easily access them when you need them the most. So do share with me what your favourite recipes are. Let me know if you're growing your own herbs or where your favourite place to get hold of some is. And may you enjoy many cup of teas to come. That's it for today. Hopefully you can now go away and enjoy this activity whenever you have a few moments to take out for yourself. So I look forward to seeing you again soon for another Nature at Home video. I'll see you there.